The world is full of famous lake monsters. Scotland has Nessie lurking beneath the dark waters of Loch Ness. Canada's Okanagan Lake boasts Ogopogo, a creature so well known it appears on road signs. But hidden deep in southwestern New Brunswick, far from tourist brochures and international fame, lies a forgotten body of water with a monster of its own. A monster known by a simple, unsettling name, Old Ned. This isn't a modern internet myth or a blurry photograph. Old Ned is a creature whose legend stretches back centuries, woven into indigenous oral traditions, 19th century newspaper reports, scientific investigations, and even the chaos of the Second World War. This is the forgotten story of the Lake Utopia sea monster. Lake Utopia is long, narrow, and quiet. Its waters are dark, cold, and deep, connected to underground limestone tunnels and natural canals. Long before European settlers arrived, the lake was known to the Wolastoqiyik people. According to their legends, two canoeists were once chased the entire length of the lake by something massive rising from beneath. It was fast, persistent, and terrifying. This was the first recorded story of what would later be called Old Ned. For centuries, the legend slept. Then came 1867. As Canada was being born, something far more disturbing was happening on Lake Utopia. A group of sawmill workers reported seeing an enormous creature, 30 feet long and nearly 10 feet wide, thrashing violently in the lake. Over the next several days, multiple witnesses saw the same thing. Then silence, but the story was just getting started. In 1868, a reporter from the St. Croix Courier went fishing on Lake Utopia and claimed to have seen the monster himself. His story spread, and soon, the legendary publication Harper's Weekly printed a sensational article announcing that the monster, a wonderful fish, had been killed. The article described it as a sea serpent, but the illustration was bizarre. It showed a creature like a man-sized shark, but with dog-like legs. With the benefit of hindsight, this wonderful fish was almost certainly a basking shark. They're the second largest sharks in the world, growing up to 30 feet long. They're harmless giants, but to 19th century eyes, they were monsters. And those strange legs? They were likely the male shark's claspers, reproductive organs an artist probably wouldn't recognize. And so the mystery was explained away, or so it seemed. Just 5 years later, the legend roared back to life. A group of Wolastoqiyik canoeists reported being followed by a massive creature with a large head and bloodied jaws. Over the following weeks, dozens of witnesses described enormous shapes moving through the lake. The monster had returned, terrorizing the area for an entire summer before vanishing once again. 20 years later, the mystery caught the attention of an extraordinary man, William Francis Ganong. Ganong was a Harvard-educated botanist, historian, and cartographer. Crucially, he spoke the Wolastoqiyik language, allowing him to interview indigenous witnesses directly. He recorded a striking description. It was dark red in color. The part showing above the water was 20 feet long and as big around as a small hogshead. It was much like a large eel. This wasn't a shark. Ganong believed the creature may have been a giant eel. At first, that sounds implausible. But Lake Utopia isn't an ordinary lake. It has deep limestone tunnels and hidden passages that could theoretically support an unusually large animal. Some eel species, like the conger eel, can grow to monstrous proportions, reaching 10 feet in length and weighing hundreds of pounds. They're aggressive predators with snake-like heads and sharp teeth. Conger eels are saltwater creatures, but they've been found in freshwater environments like Loch Ness near the end of their lives. They're also known to swim on their sides, which could create the illusion of multiple humps moving through the water, just like classic lake monster descriptions. Adding to the mystery is a place called Cannonball Island. Lake Utopia has 6 islands with names like Big Island and Small Island, and then there's Cannonball Island. Nearly all monster sightings happen near this spot. Was it the creature's home? We may never know because of what happened during World War II during the war. Canada launched a massive program to train Allied pilots. A base was built near Lake Utopia, and the pilots needed a bombing target. They chose Cannonball Island. For 4 years, the island was bombed repeatedly by trainee pilots. If anything large lived in those waters, it's hard to imagine it surviving that relentless assault. After the war, sightings of Old Ned became rare. There were whispers and occasional claims, but nothing like the explosion of reports from the 1800s. The lake had gone silent. So was Old Ned real? The truth remains a mystery. The legend could be a patchwork of misidentified animals and exaggerated fear. Or maybe, for a brief time, Lake Utopia truly harbored something enormous and unknowable. A creature born of dark water and even deeper mystery. Whatever Old Ned was, its story refuses to die. During a recent pandemic lockdown, I stumbled upon an old sign referencing the Lake Utopia monster. My curiosity turned into research, which led to writing, and that writing gave birth to this entire channel, Backyard History. Old Ned was the beginning. A reminder that history isn't just about kings and wars. It's also about forgotten monsters, whispered fears, and lakes that refuse to give up their secrets. Because sometimes the most fascinating mysteries aren't in some distant land. They're waiting quietly, right in your own backyard. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into a forgotten legend, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Backyard History for more stories hidden just beneath the surface.